You tune in to Hype Talk Radio, the voice of the Midwest.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Hype Radio with your host, Taj Longino, man. If you don't want to check out all the interviews that we have on Hype Radio, you can go to www.gethypeonline.com, all right, for all the latest, interviews, video blogs, whatever, man. Go to gethypeonline.com, man. Right now, man, we're about to get to our interview with Gary's own D.Edge. Gary, what's up, D.Edge?
What up, Ty? What's good, homie?
Man, what's going on, man? We out here. It's a beautiful day out here in Naptown, man. I'm glad because I don't want to deal with this rain and nothing else. What's going on with you?
Man, I'm doing the same, man. Soaking up this good weather, man. Just enjoying the success of this new album I just dropped, G Collaboration. That's all it is, man.
Well, tell us about the new project, man. Just give us a name and, tell us how, what's the production you got on it, collaborations. Tell us about the new album.
Oh, for sure. The new album is called G Collaborations. Got a ton. It's a collaboration album. It was actually supposed to be my last album, so I wanted to collaborate with all the cats that I thought, was, relevant in the game, on the underground level, All the production was done by me, of course. I do all my production. Just got everybody on there. My boy Bolo DBI, CD Dub, Soup from the Grind family, Freddie Gibbs, DJ Rock, Game Face, Wood. It's a crazy album, man. It's crazy, man. You gotta copy.
Where can they find it?
They can find it. It's on iTunes. It's on eMusic, Rhapsody, Napster. We never really released it, in stores yet because it was kind of like an early release. We just wanted to see how things was going. The album really wasn't going to see the light of day. We was going through a lot of stuff legally with it. So we kind of was just like, well, let's just throw it out there to see what kind of response we was going to get. And they ate it up on iTunes, like downloading crazy. She'll go, like them top ringtone at the time, and Big Boys getting download crazy. It's crazy, man. So we was like, okay, we're going to set a release for May then. The official release is going to be May 17th. So that's what we're shooting for.
Now, I know, and I read your background. I just found out on here, like you said, you do all your own instruments and everything. I mean, when did you get started doing that, man? So you rapping, you producing, and you play the drum machine, the sampler, the turntables, keyboards.
Yeah, I do them all, man. The thing about it is that, I never had interest in being a rapper. It was never, to be a rapper or anything like that. I always could rap. You just, when you relate to music, you tend to pick up things, but I always wanted to do the production end, and when I was younger, I always wanted drum sets and stuff like that, but mother couldn't afford it, though, you know what I'm saying? So it started out just beating on tables, and then it went to turntables, and then it went to, beating on garbage cans and crates, and then before you know it, it's like, I get my first beat machine, and then it just took off from there, and then you got a lot of people around you that inspire you. My boy Lil Menace, Tension. It's a lot of people around you that inspire you to, to really push forward and do what you can. So, it just turned out to be a beautiful thing, It's a God's gift. I'm not even tripping on it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it.
And Gary, what's going on with the music scene in Gary right now? Because I know Gary was on fire at one point. What's going on with it now in 2009?
In 2009, the Gary music scene right now, it's there, but I don't think it's going to never be relevant, you know what I'm saying, or as relevant as it was during the time of the gatekeepers. That was a time, that was like the golden era, It was a lot going on at the time. You had a lot of people starting out doing new things that was bringing, new things to the table at the time. You had Cooley Phillips, from CVP, Cooley Video Production. He was doing the Live and Die GI thing, so that was exposing a lot of people. And then you had a lot of great artists out there, that was just doing their thing. Concord Affiliated, MCGs, Lil Menace, the Family Trees, Low End. It was just so many people doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't help but to notice it. And that's a lot of people I didn't name, but, shout out to all of them. They was all doing their thing. So the scene was real thick back then. But, over time, when people grinding out this music and it don't really pan out, people kind of, how it is. And it's the same thing in Napa and South Bend and all over. everybody really is from the streets when they really come down to it. So the thing is, it gotta generate some type of income, and when they don't generate their income, you know, cats got to go back to what they know best, you know, to generate their income. So that's what happened. You know, now it's cool. You got a lot of young guys coming up. You got FOA, Famous Boys. It's a lot of guys coming up around here, but it's not as thick as it used to be. So, you know, we trying to put it back there. That's what we bring, and that's what the start of the G Collaborations is. And you're going to see a lot of slew of albums that's about to come out that's going to really push it back to the forefront.
As far as the Midwest scene, Nap, Gary, we had nobody just to blow out national. Why do you think, I mean, what's going on with that, and why do you think that is?
I'm gonna be 100 with you, man. I think when you talk about Nap and when you talk about Gary and South Bend and Elkhart, you know, Fort Wayne, that's Evansville. It's a lot of good music to come out of Indiana, but I think people just they're kind of afraid of Indiana. You know, I mean, Indiana is 100% real. There's nothing fake about Indiana. You know what I'm saying? From Nap to G, all over. There's nothing fake about none of these cities. So when you hear this music, it's representing the state just like it is. It's no fakeness in it, you know. And I think people kind of, you know, when they look at that, they don't really want. It's almost like competition, you know, because you know how it is, and you know, in these parts that I named in Indiana, it ain't nothing fake about none of it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you get the good music to go with it, people, they listen, and I don't really think they grasp a hold to it because they don't want to, you know, because it's there. You know, the music is there. There's no reason why we shouldn't be on it. Then another reason is I think we got our problems within the Midwest. We don't work enough with each other. You know, we don't come together. We tend to tear each other down at times. You know, people only work with each other if you in certain cliques. You know, so it's just like the G Collaborations album. I mean, there's a lot of people in that album that was missing that we reached out to that we just couldn't get out. We couldn't get to come in and do anything. And it's for, you know, everybody had their own reasons of doing things, but, you know, it is what it is. We're going to eventually get over the hump, man, and, you know, I know if it takes me my whole life, I'm going to help push it over the hump, you know, because we need to be there. It's our turn.
So I know you've been in the game over 10 years, and so you can pretty much call yourself a vet of the game. So wouldn't it be like a thing to where all the vets from the underground level and Gary, Nap, South Bend, all the cities in Indiana, just to come together and put some type of structure together for everybody to eventually make it?
Yeah, you know, I'm all up for that. You know, if you really go back and look at the history, a lot of my albums, all of my albums really have been compilation albums. Remember, I was never pushed as a rapper. You know, I was always pushed as a producer. You know, but when you get around other people that are considered rappers and they tell you like, damn, homie, you seasoned with this, like you really should be rapping, you know, it kind of push you into it. But getting back to what I was saying, everything has always been about, you know, togetherness. It was all my albums have pretty much been on the compilation end, you know, because I've always wanted to work together, because if one make it, we all make it. And I think when people adapt that, you know, that concept, I think that's when we're going to start you're going to start seeing a lot of progress. I don't think people have adapted that concept yet. I think everybody want to be the first to do it. Everybody want to be the one to blow up first. Nobody wants to do it in numbers. And I don't think they realize, you know, these companies, they look at stuff like that, you know, and, you know, we really push ourselves backwards when we don't accept that concept. If you look at any other area, they don't worry about that. They do things together. They work together. They move, you know, as a movement. We don't do that, you know, and when you know, dating back when we were just talking about earlier with the earlier scene with Gary, when we were all moving together forward and everybody was playing their part and putting in and bringing it to the table, everybody seeing what the scene was like, you know. It was a great thing. But now it's like everybody want to be to themselves. Everybody thinks they're better than everybody. You know, you got these people that, you know, when you work with them, they come right off the jump like they're a star. You know, they ain't got paid off of this. They ain't got no deals. They ain't never met a famous person in their life, but they're a star. And you can't get them to do nothing, and you won't. It's crazy, man. And like I said, they adapt that concept that we need each other and we need to go forward with each other. We going to be stuck here, you know, and that's why so many people leave and go to other places and get on.